sitting in the test studio to make sure my hair looked good, and I was like, "Where's Andy?"
I'm here. I was on time today.
No, it was my fault. No.
Ready to go this morning, man.
Yeah, the thing that alerted me to that I was in the wrong studio was the fact that most of the comments come in at 3:00:01 about, being late.
Us being late.
I didn't see it. And I was like, "Oh crap, what's going on?" And here they are. Ryan Miller, Josh Siegel. Hello.
So are you still, I'm going to take it by your background, the Canadian pillow. You're still in Canada, which, a country, in my opinion, has a lot to be proud of on this Monday morning.
So there's no paper in Canada. There's no plastic bags in Canada. It's an entirely separate podcast. So I have to write on paper plates I brought from the United States of America for the notes. But at the top it said, Andy's hatred of Kentucky completely redeemed by his love of Canada. The course was awesome, dude.
Unbelievable. Right? Seriously. And I don't, that's on my list now for sure. I want to get up there and check out that place in person. But one of the things that I didn't even expect them to do was, how cool was that thick grass around the bunkers?
Yes.
That totally made, bunkers struggle so much to be a hazard in modern professional golf. Like, these guys have gotten so good out of bunkers, but that thick grass around the bunkers, they had that at LACC too, I thought brought such a added element of intrigue watching the golf. And I caught it on TV. But the elevation changes on that golf course, like I thought it looked really good on television. I imagine it was fun to be at too. And the fans seemed awesome, but I thought it was a great viewing course on TV too.
Well, that's what Michael Kim said. He said there wasn't really a flat lie, a ton of elevation changes. And I'm thinking, this is fucking Hamilton. I never knew this about Hamilton. But it's an international experience. The Canadian fans love it. They love their Canadian players, by the way, and the Canadian players step up. Mac Hughes almost had it. Connors almost took it late. I think they solidified their President's Cup team membership based on this alone. We shall see. But the course was immaculate, and it's different, and it's fun. And I think it should be an elevated event, honestly.
I agree.
Don't you think?
I completely agree. And it's also proof that you do not necessarily need a golf course to be 7,600 yards to test professional golfers. Like, I thought one of the best aspects of that golf course is it was super high leverage. So like the winning score was -16, but didn't it feel like to you watching that event that players could easily go backwards or forwards, right? Like, there were birdies out there. There were low scores.
And it was soft. It rained.
Yeah. There's not like a crazy amount of wind either.
No, think firm, fast, and wind, man. It'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I give that golf course an A+. I didn't get to watch on Sunday. I was playing an amazing golf course flex, and then I've hit the under, I feel like 1 or 2 weeks. So
I'm going over.
Yeah, I'm going way over today on the flex count. But I was playing an amazing golf course on Sunday and then driving home to LA. But what were your Bobby Mack impressions of the
what I
round?
said? I said a non-US winner likely. You saw the first shots from the tournament when those paratroopers came in dressed in tartan. Canada has a huge, Scottish immigration heritage, and Bobby Mack looked really good to me this week as someone who could probably perform and the crowd would love, crowd favorite. I thought he would lose it late on that par 5. I thought he was going to lose it, rough to rough. And then a tester for par. Ben Griffin was attacking. Ben Griffin looked good. But, his dad on the bag, it was great. It was great. But again, non-US winner, at least one Canadian lineup and one stud, right? That was the formula. That was the formula. It worked.
Yeah. And I will mea culpa too, from a DFS perspective. This was my worst week of the season by a healthy margin. And what was so interesting about
Tagala?
No, Berger and Hadwin were core plays for me.
Yeah.
Hadwin should revoke his Canadian citizenship.
That hurt Hadwin a lot.
Yeah, it did. Agreed. But both Hadwin and Nick Taylor, bad miscuts there. I it's interesting because the golf course played how I thought it would play, right? Like I didn't expect it to be the birdie fest that some people were expecting it to be, but no, I got my ass kicked last week.
Right. That's okay.
Listen, here's the dirty secret of content and touting. All of the trolls lose all of their power when you can hand up, take accountability, and laugh at yourself, right? Like that is the dirty little secret of it. And obviously this has been the best DFS season of my entire career by a long shot. So you're going to have some stinkers in there, but I don't know what it was about last week, man. I just got my teeth kicked in on like so many different guys. I think what it was I had a ton of Rory, but I fell in love.
I think you followed the Shark Foods fish slams. That was the problem.
I fell in love with.
I got you, Jesse. We fucking got you.
No comment. I fell in love with the 6K range. I was like, God, this is such a awesome 6K range this week. And I forgot to factor into my models that they still suck. Like golfers that are in the 6K range still suck.
It's amazing how badly they suck. Like, why do we even play them? They're not going to be up there. I mean, look at Memorial this week, a tougher test. Jack's place. Have to impress Jack. And you're thinking, why would I even consider this person to even be close this week?
Yeah. I mean, so I'm back for a vengeance this week. Two losing weeks is not in my vocabulary. So I am jacked up and ready to go for Memorial. My only criticism, Wiley, is I think Memorial is it's got to be like a top 3 regular PGA Tour event, in my opinion, by any standards, right? By golf course, by field, by history, by atmosphere. I don't love the fact that it's the week before a major, because like as soon as I finish all my Memorial stuff on like Wednesday, I'm going to be neck deep researching Pinehurst, and I wish that the Memorial got kind of its own standalone spot in the middle of July or August. Like it would be such a good
event. Jamming a lot of these great events around majors, right?
Right. And then we have like a 3-week stretch where we have 3M Open, John Deere, Rocket Mortgage, and I get it.
The John Deere.
That's the time of the year when everyone goes outside and plays golf, but I don't love the fact that the Memorial is the week before a major championship, because I feel like it should have its own standalone spotlight in the middle of the summer.
But you play an elite golf course against an elite field in an elevated event, and no one wants to disappoint Jack and not show up, right? So the field's electric. You got the best golfers on earth here. Scheffler's back. Charges dropped, and the Memorial has always produced great winners, right? Bryson, and also the next crop of winners, right? Like the guys who won Cantlay twice, Rahm, Bryson, Billy Horschel, legend.
Yeah.
But the guys that are sort of next on the list who really want to show out, because if you win the Memorial, I mean, it's It's a big deal. Shaking Jack's hand on 18, that's a big deal in golf. Now, could I do away with the milkshakes? Yes. Do I believe that's what I said, dairy-free since 1979. Do I want a belly full of blueberry milkshake at 102 degrees in June in Ohio? No. Oh, I think that's a stroke gain negative. But you like this course, right? It's you believe this is what Valhalla should have been a little more of, right?
Super well said. I think
Describe
that I think that Memorial is Jack Nicklaus's masterpiece, right? It's not a hot take. I think most people believe that. Most people, it's his highest rated golf course in, the architecture circles. And I think what's great about the Memorial too, as a test of professional golf, is that Jack takes a lot of pride in this event, clearly, right? Like his goal was to create the Masters, or the closest thing to the Masters, in his home state of Ohio. Now, is the Memorial the Masters? No. Is it probably the closest regular PGA Tour event on the schedule in terms of a test of pro golf similar to the Masters? Yeah, probably is. And the reason for that is, Patrick Cantlay won this event in 2019 at 19 under par, and Jack took that personally, right? So he tore up the golf course in 2020, and in the 3 years since, it's played as a top 7 course in difficulty on the PGA Tour. So I think one of the great things about this event, and honestly, one of the great, I guess, an unintended benefit of it being the week before a US Open, is you're really going to get to see who's hitting their long irons well and who's a great total driver of the ball. But Jack has made a concerted effort to make this golf course a legitimate, real test of pro golf. And, Hovland won at 7 under par last year. It featured the lowest greens in regulation on the PGA Tour last year. So you're going to need to hit your long irons super well, and you're going to need to chip your ass off this week.
Scramble like crazy.
Scramble like crazy. But it's Myron Kidd. Yeah, you're right. He saw the scores creeping up there to 18, 19 under par, and he said, no, this is an event that's going to be won at 10 under par,
right,
or better. And
I
that's
have in
awesome.
my notes. I have my notes that I'll put out later. Not like your article, by the way. If you want to see Andy's article, Run Pure Sports, members only article. But I said Jack will water the greens enough so they don't die, but he likes them fast, and he's firm and fast, hot and windy in June in Ohio, and it'll play like a U.S. Open. Elite iron play and elite skills around the green.
Yeah.
No doubt. Tiger won 5 times, right?
Yeah.
Rahm, Bryson,
amazing hands. Yeah.
Amazing hands. Even Billy Horschel, he's very capable around the green. So it's and plus it's a pretty big profile event for these guys. So Cantlay's won twice. Cantlay's kind of the king of this place right now. Right now he's 9,400. I still think people step back from him a little bit. That's my first inclination, but Billy Ho has mittens. Kyle Hewitt, he sure does.
Kyle is firing on a Monday morning. This is US Open qualifying day, the longest day in golf, and I woke up to this morning at 7 a.m. PST updates on Adam Scott's 5 under through 12 at Springfield Golf Club. Watch out. Kyle is tracking this US Open qualifying for us like it's his job. Longest day in golf, baby. So quick question for you. One thing that I had to correct this morning in my article, I thought there wouldn't be a cut because I just assumed that was the case, as all of these signature events outside of Riviera and Bay Hill haven't had a cut. But it appears that the 3 signature events with a 20-person cut, so top 50 in ties. So again, we could have a situation where 12 guys are getting cut, but it's Riviera, it's Bay Hill, and Memorial are the only
top 50 at what, 65?
So there's 72 guys in the field, and top 50 in ties. So they're going to cut probably 15 guys. Do you prefer that, or it's just like, what's the point?
No, I like it. I mean, I think it gives, if you land 6 of 6 and someone else, some chalk that you faded, fails, it gives you some sort of leverage. I think there's several guys who don't need to be in this field anyway, and and then always some chalk will disappoint, right? The pricing's out though. Scheffler's back. Scheffler's 12.5. He's got 2 top 3s here. I mean, would you say that this is every course is an ideal Scottie course, but
yeah, I would.
Could you not? So, how is he not number 1 in your model?
Yeah. So, I've talked about this a bunch of times as it pertains to Scottie, like whether to play Scottie in DraftKings is going to be just a question every single week, because he is going to be between 12.5 and 13.5. This week he's 12.5, but we don't have 5K golfers, so he might as well be
Bobby Mack last week, at least late. I didn't check the final, but in the 20, the 200K was not on the winning team, right?
Bobby Mack wasn't.
7-3 Bobby Mack, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, Kyle had like an amazing amazing week at RBC, and he didn't end up playing Rory. So, there again, like we're going to talk about these golfers at the end of the day. What you do with one golfer is never going to define your week. But as it pertains to Scottie, I've talked about before how, if you're going to get the best player in the world every single week, he's going to be between 12.5 and 13.5 and 50% ownership. That's going to be a decision every single week, right? Mm-hmm. And I think there are certain golf courses where Scottie Scheffler is very beatable. Like Peak Tiger did not win every week. Scottie's not going to win every week. He's not even going to top 5 every week. Okay. With that being said, there are certain
Tiger hated Riviera. He couldn't putt there. He never won there. Right.
Yeah. With that being said, there are certain golf courses where Scottie's path to separating is easier than others. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, a golf course like Muirfield Village, for example, is very tough off the tee with a high missed fairway penalty. That's good for Scottie because he's a great driver of the ball, the best driver of the ball in the world when you combine distance and accuracy. It is statistically the toughest approach course on the PGA Tour and features a lot of long irons. That is also great for Scottie. Scottie is the best long iron player on the PGA Tour. Oh, and by the way, it is the toughest around the green course on the PGA Tour outside of maybe Augusta National, with a very low greens and regulation percentage, which heavily accentuates short game. What do you know? Scottie Scheffler is the best,
in the world
on the PGA Tour as well. So, listen, I think if I was telling you if I was ranking the best golf courses on the PGA Tour for Scottie Scheffler's skill set, I would go Augusta, Pinehurst. This might be 3. Mm-hmm. This or Bay Hill, 3A, 3B. So, it's as of now, not looking at ownership, like I'm playing Scottie at this golf course.
Yeah. Plus charges drop. That burdens off his shoulders. And I think that we said that last week. Once that comes out, that he doesn't have to worry about that anymore, and he sort of wasted a few weeks worrying about it, it's on. He's ready to smash.
I think he could go back to back too. Like I said, I think in the next 2 weeks, and I'll happily fade him at the Travelers because I don't think that's half as good of a golf course for him as the next 2 weeks that he has. But like I said, I think if you're ranking of the 18 PGA Tour and major courses that Scottie plays all year, he is playing 2 of the best 3 for him in the next 2 weeks in Muirfield Village and Pinehurst based on his skill set. So Man, I don't know how
he's going
you.
to show Jack who he is this week, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah, yeah, and I will say, Wiley, because I'm curious to get your take on these next two guys. Like Muirfield Village, in terms of the separation that it creates for elite tee to green play, is up there with Augusta and major venues.
Mm-hmm.
Rory's like the best player in the world the week before a major. And Xander, for me, statistically, like Scottie number 1, Xander number 2,
Yeah.
Rory number 3, gap. I think the only reason where I'm not willing to sit here and say I'm all in on Scheffler no matter what, I couldn't see myself going in either direction. Do you
Right.
think that I think one of the Xander and Rory and Scheffler group is going to go under owned, because without a 5K range this week, it's tough to play Rory and Xander in the same lineup. It's tough to play.
It'll probably be Xander based on course history.
It's
I mean,
tough to
which is
play
unique,
Rory
right?
and Scottie. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So you think Xander lower owned than Rory?
Rory made a charge late enough at the Canadian Open to make him, as likable this week. Xander's course history, which people will look at, is no top tens, which you'd think that this course would just scream Xander Schauffele.
It does. He just has never. It's been between 11th and 20th every year.
Yeah, and then I think you could do a min one rule of one of those three being in the lineup, right? With a heavyweight to Scottie Scheffler.
Depending on how you feel about Colin and Hovland.
Right, because Colin's coming off a withdrawal and a miscut. He won here in a second, and he's playing better. He's got 2 top 5s in recent form. Elite all-world iron player. And, I mean, I love Colin here. I love Colin here a lot. Victor winning last year. Is it the same Victor this year, right? Still played well at the PGA Championship for you. I think Victor Hovland comes in lower owned.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to ask you. I wanted to, because I kind of view the top as these two little tiers where you have to accurately. I think it's a tough call with both of them. So,
right,
between Rory and Xander, who do you prefer? I think
probably,
we both
Xander, a Xander now PGA now major winner. I think a weight off
situation potentially.
A weight off his back. Right now he's just going to win regular events.
Last time he won a PGA Tour event, he won the following week.
Correct. I think Xander will get a discount on him, but I believe that everyone, above 9.2, like Cantlay, Aubert, Morikawa, you want to get gutsy Hovland, Schauffele, Rory, and Scheffler are min one of those guys in the lineup is a fair rule with a heavyweight to Scheffler, right? Probably maybe min one, max one.
Right, and that's what I was going to ask for part 2 of my question.
Just like last week, I mean, you had those, and it would turn out to be true. It's like these guys are legitimately priced, and that each one of them could win.
Right, and my next question would be, of the Hovland, Morikawa, Ludwig, Cantlay group, who is your favorite? Because I think Morikawa.
I did a decision tree in Discord today.
I saw that.
Right, if Aubert's playing, yes, then play Aubert, right?
Yeah.
Miscut at the PGA Championship, close, but sort of Junior Scottie a little bit to me.
Such a good golf course for his driving and
exactly. Right. And then Cantlay 9,400. I think that's kind of a steal for him, honestly. With 2 wins here, he crushes this place. I love Cantlay's game. He needs to win too. I mean, he's playing the John Deere Classic. He realizes that his buddy Xander just won a major. Cantlay has no majors. He doesn't have a lot of wins recently. I mean, the guy needs a win. Come back to Memorial and just, get it here.
So the question I wanted to ask you is, because I put Scheffler and Ludwig in the same lineup.
Yeah,
and that leaves 7K for 4 remaining golfers. Do you
average.
feel yes, for 4 remaining
Yeah,
golfers with no 5K range.
yeah,
Do you feel comfortable
yes,
building
I
that
do.
way?
I do.
Okay,
I do,
okay.
and ultimately a no cut because there's 3 guys and 2 guys actually sub 6,500. I thought, oh yeah, people are going to sleep on these 2 a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
Plus the 6,800 I like. I think you can do it, and I think it's okay.
yeah,
Um, another reason too is that Fleetwood double bogey first hole. I thought he was going to win. I thought this was the week. Canadian Open. He had everything in his sight lines, and then double bogey opening hole. The guy's not going to win. He's just not. I'm done with it. I'm done with Tommy Fleetwood chasing for 7 years, and now he's 9,100 at Jack's place. It's not going to happen. I don't care. I don't give you a 4-shot lead on Sunday. It's not going to happen. Justin Thomas, no. Hideki, yeah.
yeah. Kyle asked about Hideki. I gotta say, I'm kind of like,
Like Hideki.
you do? Okay, I'm more lukewarm on him, and the only reason I say that is because I think there's some bangers in the 8s, and I think in my Scheffler lineups, I'm gonna have my second man in be a little bit lower, just because maybe I'm being overreactionary
No,
to getting
I don't think
killed last
yeah,
week on the 6K
I
range.
don't think you need to you could do a max one of the guys up top, including a min one. Just have at least one in, maybe do Scheffler and Aubert 1-2 in terms of exposure. I don't think you necessarily need 2 of them in there, right? Unless they go 1-2 and take it away. Because you're right. There are some bangers in the 7s, and there are some good ones in the low 8s.
Yeah, like not to we're just like building kind of half lineups here, but like for example, the Scheffler builds that appeal to me more personally is going like Scheffler down to Fitzpatrick or Benny on, and then
Mm,
jamming Lowry or Finau and an underpriced Zalatoris at 75.
yeah,
And
I'm with you.
basically then you're starting your lineup with Scheffler, Fitzpatrick, Lowry, Zalatoris, which is like the all-star team for long and difficult US Open style golf courses with thick rough. And you have 2 players left at 7K.
My,
Whereas if you go Ludwig, Scheffler, you have 4 players left at 7K. So
my
like,
check
I just think the latter is a better lineup.
Yeah, my check marks were Finau sub 8K. I was like, that's interesting here, right? Because
Yeah.
I've seen Finau play well at this course. It's firm and fast. He's got great hands, great touch, great around the green. A sub 8K is like, that's a steal for someone like Finau. And then you have Zalatoris as well, 7,500. I know he's not playing
Underpriced.
great,
Yeah.
underpriced. You got last year's winner Billy Horschel. Well, 2 years ago's winner Billy Horschel, 7,400. So you've got some. I mean, you got Jason Day. I mean, I mean, Jason Day's played well here. Siwoo Kim. There's some stuff in the 7Ks that Tom Hoagie. You want great iron play. The 7K range makes a lot of stuff work, and I think the range that'll be dumped will be Thomas, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Wyndham Clark, Tagala, Homa, probably Spieth and Connors.
I agree. I agree. I think that I've seen some Connors buzz and I've seen a lot of Benny on buzz, but
No,
I agree with you that nobody's going to play Wyndham Clark, myself included. I think Hideki will be very low owned despite being a
no
Memorial
one's playing
champion.
Fleetwood.
I
No
think
one.
people are over the Fleetwood bet.
Yep.
JT maybe, but I still
No
don't see it.
way.
And then
Have you seen in
yeah,
Discord yet?
uh
Show yourself, Discord. You're playing
Anti
Justin Thomas.
anti-GT stuff, yeah. But, and then I don't think even though most people are not used to seeing Homa in the 8K range, he was so bad at Colonial that I don't think people will play Homa. I
Yeah.
actually really like the Gallo this week, personally.
He's still there.
Ryan's hitting a bunch of questions. Does accuracy matter more than distance this week? Yes, in my opinion. Connors is a good play because putting isn't going to matter as much. Yes, I agree. I'm playing Spieth. I don't know if I'm playing Spieth, but I get it. Spieth has been
some Spieth.
Spieth's been awesome at this golf course, surprisingly. So I don't think you're crazy for playing Spieth.
No, but sub 8K, you've got Finau, you got Lowry, Tom Kim had a week last week. You got Siwoo Kim, you got Jason Day, you got Zalatoris, Horschel, Hoagie, Sepp Straka love. Harris English always plays well at tough courses. It's stacked. It's freaking stacked. And what would say that like a Justin Thomas, Tommy Fleetwood needs to be 2,000 more than those guys?
No, I agree. I agree.
So that's why I would say that probably in the range of Scheffler, Rory, Schauffele, Hovland, if you like it, Morikawa, Aubert, Cantlay. Max one rule, right?
Yeah.
Min one, max one.
Yeah. Because I think the way that pricing is, it will get pretty good ownership this week, despite it being a 70-man field, because you're not getting the situation where I just don't think there's not going to be any lineups where Scheffler and Rory are in the same lineup, or Scheffler and Xander in the same lineup. I just don't think there'll be many of them. I think people will play Rory and Xander together maybe a little bit. That leaves 7K left for 4 slots. But
the 6K range out of the couple players I like, if it hits, it hits. It makes those lineups work, but it's pretty dank comparatively. Don't you think at first glance?
Yeah, it's good. We're getting some really good comments in here. Obviously Ghost jammed. It's a good take. I agree. I agree on the total driving thing.
Yeah,
you know, the 6K range, the standouts for me were a couple flop lag guys. Ekro let everybody down at Colonial. I think this is a really good bounce back spot for Ekro.
Taylor Moore, dude. I mean, Taylor. Yeah. So this seems to me like a course where people want to impress Jack, right?
Yeah.
Taylor Moore seems like a guy that could do really well here.
Well, Jack and Taylor have the same political views, so there's that.
Yeah, it's a red state, Ohio, baby.
Yeah. In an election.
He loves milkshakes.
Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely see the Taylor more Jack connection there.
You milkshake guy?
Yeah. I mean, of course, like I love a good milkshake. I wouldn't say that I seek him out.
Would you say milkshake?
Milkshake, yeah.
Milk or milk?
Milk.
Milk?
Milk.
You said milk.
Yeah.
It's milk.
Milk?
Yeah.
No, that's a Canadian thing, dude. There's no way.
Canadians milk.
Milk.
Yeah, you are an honorary Canadian.
I am an honorary Canadian after Hamilton last week. But I love Ekro coming off the miscut at Colonial. I think it's a really good golf course for Ekro. Yeah, Shank maybe a little bit.
Davis Riley winner.
Kyle
Hewitt just said Davis Riley. You got to listen to Kyle Hewitt.
Kyle had a great week last week. He ran.
When you see these comments from Kyle Hewitt, this guy runs fucking hot.
He does. You know, I gotta say, man, I'm not as in love with this. I think there's some really good plays in the high 6s and low 7s. I actually really like Akshay this week. I think you can play Glover. I like Jaeger a little bit.
The fact that you sold that as I think you could play Glover. Of course you can play Glover. It's Andy.
When I play Glover every week, like I think you can.
I think I like this guy Svensson.
Yeah, I think I like Adam Svensson at this conference. No, of course I love Adam Svensson. I play Svensson and Glover every single week.
Dude, Nick Dunlap. I'm just telling you this right now. Nick Dunlap and Jake Knapp. More so Nick Dunlap.
Yeah.
Screaming at me. Nick Dunlap is screaming at me.
Yeah, there's definitely a Nick Dunlap hive out there. The Nick Dunlap people need to be investigated.
I am a Nick Dunlap person, right?
Yeah. But I will say another thing too is we have been huge Benny On guys all year. Like Benny On is Benny on is well, no, you should be proud of that. Benny on's been good to us. Like I've gotten Benny on right way more than I've gotten him wrong. He's playing great. Yep. And I have said many times in the Discord, Benny on is going to win very soon. It's going to happen this year. Okay. Maybe this field is a little too tough for him, but I think it's a great golf course for Benny on.
He's 7,400 Benny on wins. 8,400 Benny on does not win. Hoagie, yes, Ryan Miller. Ryan Miller played goalie for Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Team USA, Olympic goalie. That's Ryan Miller right here. Great goalie. What about Hoagie? Yes, Hoagie. Abso-fucking-lutely.
No Ben Griffin for me though, Ryan.
Nah. Ben Griffin steamed out. Like he all that gas is drained.
Yeah.
Is it actually Ryan Miller? It's not the actual Ryan Miller. If it is the actual Ryan Miller, you got to let us know.
I don't know. I actually don't recognize that name from the Discord.
Yeah, one of the best American goalies of all time.
Maybe he's got a different name in the Discord. I do like Glover, as you mentioned, Myron Kidd gaining strokes for the past 2 months. That's true. Okay, so what else? Who are you picking?
Here's another one, right? I know we're jumping around, but
yeah, we've been all over the place.
If you're looking at great golfers, may not win, but if that's your win category, if the top price guys are in your win category, you have a min, maybe max one rule of those, right? Scheffler, you probably lock and just say fuck it, fuck the other guys. Scheffler's going to win, but then you have Sam Burns, who played really well last week, right? Really well last week. And now he's 8,300. I thought Sam Burns would be closer to 9, closer to the Spieth range. No, like Sam Burns?
He was a core play for me last week, and he was good. I mean, he finished top 10. He just didn't really do anything over the weekend. I don't like him on this golf course as much.
Russell Henley's the number one data golf play. I've said this enough. I've said it in Discord. Yeah. There's never been a great golfer with the last name starting with H. Thank you. Or Russ.
Yeah. I liked Burns a lot more last week because that golf course was a much tougher putting course. And I think you want to play Burns on courses where putting is more heavily accentuated and at a premium. Yeah, I think this is putting's by far the easiest aspect of Muirfield Village, and I'm not weighing it very heavily this week. That's why I think the Denny McCarthy 7.6 thing is dangerous, to say the least. I don't think he's just gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's just gonna gain 11 strokes putting every time he plays this tournament, and that was a major outlier last year. Like if you look at the data, that Denny McCarthy performance at Memorial, that's going to happen like once every couple of years at a golf tournament like this. So
Denny, Mac Hughes, nothing against Mac Hughes, but it's spent. Russ Henley. I'm sorry for the Russ Henley people, but no Russ Henley. When you can get Finau and Lowry cheaper, major winners in Lowry. The Cam Young bus is like, I can't chase that anymore.
Yeah, I've kind of been like, I kind of stopped with that. I kind of just, I don't like, why?
What does he do? What does he do?
Yeah. I mean, he was good. He was awesome out for us. He was a core play at the Masters. And then I bet him the following week at the Heritage. And sorry, I get thrown off when people post funny things in the chat. He was so disappointing at the Heritage, and I haven't played him since, and I haven't lived to regret it.
Michael Shalhoub, Tagala, Norm Burmy looked bad last week. You got it. I mean,
yeah, gotta have short-term memory loss, and
you got to like it's a perfect for a flop lag, perfect, because they'll come in low owned. But I get it. I think that Shalhoub, the guy I know, ex of Facebook, he ran Facebook. Michael did, I believe. He'll verify that in the comment section. I don't think I outed him, but whatever.
Hmm.
But I agree. I mean, that's where you get that's where you get the benefit of the flop leg with Tagala and Noren. No one's going to play Tagala. No one at that price.
I think it's a pretty good play. So who would you say is your favorite? Let's do favorite sub 7.5 and your winner.
My favorite sub 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Sub 7.5 firm because you took Zalatoris out of it, right?
Yeah, let's go sub 7.5.
I think Horschel's I think badly priced. I think a good price for the market. I like Horschel. I think Taylor Moore is strong. Harris English is the guy that always shows up at tough courses, and he's always priced at 7.2. Now it goes good, bad for Harris English, but at one point I'm going to get him the right way. I'm going to play a good amount of Harris English likely at this point.
Okay, I kind of like that. I need to dive a little bit deeper into Harris English. I think my favorite play down here is Eckroat.
Okay.
Now the guy I want to also give a brief shout to is Ricky Fowler, starting to hit the ball a lot better.
I saw that in Discord. Someone posted that. I was like, "You idiot!"
It was me. It was either me or
you. Someone posted a Ricky Fowler picture. It's like you're a crack.
Yeah. So he gained 8 strokes ball striking at Colonial, and this is a golf course that he's played super well at over the years. He's got 2 runner-up finishes here. So I think Ricky and Eckroat are my favorite sub 7.5. And then who's your winner?
I think Scheffler in a runaway with everything off his shoulders now. 2 top threes. I think he just destroys this week, honestly.
Not only 2 top threes, but the top 3 that he had last year, he lost like 5 strokes putting. Like if he was a neutral putter, he would have kicked Hovland's ass last year if he was a neutral putter.
Yeah, I think Scheffler's my winner, and that would include if you only want to play one of the high price studs. Now, if the 2 sub 6,500 guys play, then you could probably play 2 of those studs. I do love Knapp and Dunlap, maybe not together, but I do love those plays. I'm going to take back my Harris English play. I say Horschel is badly priced, sub 7.5. Okay. I think Horschel's the best.
What about non-Scottie division for winner?
Non-Scottie?
Yeah.
Seems like an Aubert week.
Okay.
I mean, Holmes played well here too, right? He just has no form.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna.
What about you? Who's your winner?
Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
I really, this is one of the weeks, like I will be as people know, I will be the first to concoct an argument for why you shouldn't play Scottie day top 20.
I know. Sure. This is going to happen. Ryan Miller, you're onto something. I'm seeing day top 15, top 10, first round leader, 6 under through 7. Everyone tilting the Discord. That is exactly what I'm seeing with Jason Day. Go ahead. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, I'll be the first person to concoct an argument for reasons why you shouldn't play Scheffler. I think this is a phenomenal golf course for him.
Right.
Now, I will just say that when I run ownership tomorrow morning, and if Scheffler is 30% and Rory is 9%, I just want you guys to know I'm also human. So, I always can change my mind and do something stupid if the love gets imbalanced, right? Like DraftKings, you're just at the end of the day, you're playing a game against other people. So all you're doing is playing the percentages. So the way to win at DraftKings is to figure out is to view it like a stock market and figure out whether somebody's overvalued or undervalued based on the percentage chance that other people are playing him, and just play the percentages. And when you hit right, because golf is a high variance sport. If you play that way, you're gonna win a lot of money.
A lot of these guys in the field could win. There's a higher percentage chance that Scheffler will win, but it doesn't eliminate. It's not like the NHL or MLB or NBA. Like, teams that will not win the NBA championship. A lot of these guys, not all of them, can win this week. So that's why it's high variance. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you're trying to find the pick six here. As I said a million times with horse racing, is the ticket that no one else has. So that's why leverage off low ownership for good guys that are good, who are better priced, and you can fit your lineup. It's worth hitting it. It'll be interesting to see where Cantlay shows up, because he has the best course history here by far. He won here off his 23rd and miscut. Okay, so he didn't need lead-in form to win. There's something about this place, milkshakes, that he loves. He loves it. And 9,400, I think, is a little egregious for him in terms of bad pricing. He should be in the 10s, but
Hey, Ryan, too, if you want to ever talk game theory with me, just shoot me a message in the Discord, because that's one of my favorite topics. And every Wednesday night, not every Wednesday night, but most Wednesday nights.
Last week you did it.
Last week we did it. People loved it. Most Wednesday nights, myself and Huey, and sometimes Kobe, although he's been kind of out of commission. He's had a couple big trials. He's just, his work life goes in waves. So like,
is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He'll have a couple weeks where he's just super locked into a trial. But Wednesday night premium show, we talk a lot of game theory. So hop in there in the Discord, run pure sports, try it out for the week. I always say, like, I actually would say this is probably the best time to do it for a month, because in this month you are getting signature event, US Open signature event.
Yep.
So I would say sign up for a month right now, $60 for a month, 15% off using my code Andy or Andy15.
It's okay. Happy to get signups. Just go ahead and say it. It's fine. People hear
Andy15. Andy15. Yeah. So we do a premium show every Wednesday night, where it's kind of like an expansion on this show, but at that point we have ownership, we have weather, and we have more dialed in thoughts. This show is like a first look. So the Wednesday night show is awesome.
Plus, Wiley, I know you from Rainmakers. Yes, Shaloub. That's how I know you. Okay. There's another Shaloub in Facebook. Lore. Shaloub is a big Rainmakers player for NFL. That was it. And we had a lot of night sweats back in the early days of Rainmakers, how much we invested in it, and realizing that we're just investing a lot of digital cards that may not pay us anything. Good to see you, Shaloub. No, I was saying that
the fact that you just use night sweats unironically.
No, I was like, holy shit, I just bought 4,000 packs of Rainmakers, and I have no idea how I'm going to capitalize on this. I'm going to have to tell my family at some point. Down, Brian Harmon. Down.
Yeah. No.
Lots of pain. No, I was going to say that now we have, and I think it's live on the site now, is that we have single sport golf for SaberSim. So if you want to try, like, the one of the biggest hurdles from the business side for us is that it's expensive. You have to, join all sports. It's hard to test because, it's an expensive monthly outlay or yearly outlay or weekly. So our great partnership with the folks at SaberSim, we talked about it, and we're going to do golf only for SaberSim, so you can try it out. Plus, they have all the cut sweats. They have all the your 6 of 6s, and they have live cut line odds, etc. So it's good.
Is that package available on the website?
Yes, I was actually just talking to Nathan. We had this all configured. I have not seen the tile yet, but the show is an hour in, but it will be available this week.
Okay.
Pre-launch, pre-Thursday, pre-Thursday launch of golf. 6 of 6. What?
Ryan, we miss you too, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's the best golf group chat you'll ever find. Is our Discord. So come hang, talk golf. I mean, I think outside of, I think what we do the best is like, I think we have the best information in terms of like the articles and the behind the paywall shows. You're not going to get that level of analysis anywhere else. But at the end of the day, I think that part of the reason why most people want to subscribe to a golf information and DFS site is because of the hang, right? So
totally.
Like we're super proud of the Discord too. And if you're not somebody that like, I think the greatest thing about RPS is that like, if you want me to send you 8 paragraphs on the difference between pass palm and bent grass, I can do that. And if you just want to yell about Tony Finau's putting for 5 hours, you can also do that.
Yeah. The tilt on Thursday after like one hole of golf is incredible. The callback to the
so many good bets.
The callback to the old bits in Discord. It becomes a family. It really does. So it's worth the hang alone. Plus, you know, we talk ourselves into and out of plays, and it's a lot of fun. So come on, like Ghost Jam's the camp leader. So Ryan Miller, former Team USA goalie. It's time to get in. There we go.
All-timer. Ted Janke, also the man. We split $100 single entry last week, and I'm going to hand up that because my picks did
Dirty
not help.
Ted.
But all right, buddy.
1,100 live viewers for the Memorial on Monday at 3 p.m., right?
Pretty good. U.S. Open next week. Are we doing anything for the U.S. Open?
Rush. Absolutely. We're doing something for the U.S. Open.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
We may send some people there.
Really? I'm free. That's a lie. I'm anything but free.
We've got, listen, as the Prez, you work on these partnerships and make them deliver some stuff. And they love delivering, so we may have some stuff. Again, you know, the bourbon people, I've seen tweets. They've gotten their low serial number bourbons from this Never Say Die. I told you. I mean, just listen. Yeah. We got a cache of stuff that we want to give away. So join the Discord. Ghost Jam will introduce you. He'll give you your tote bag.
Yeah.
You know, your wristband. He'll introduce
everyone. There's a little bit of hazing at the beginning from Ghost Jam.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding. It's a very welcoming place.
Sometimes. Later, brother.
Later.